We
We're
doing
doing good,
fine.
man. Doing well.
Okay, sounds a lot clearer. Okay, and the
Good.
topic today is
Making our time count.
okay. All right. Well, what do you mean by that? Making our time count.
Well, when we look at life uncertainties and our present situation that we find ourselves in, we're having to stay home during this corona pandemic. And it makes you focus on how we close our Marriage Takes Work podcast when we say to love hard and to work your marriage. Right now, there's a lot of time that couples need to redeem the time right now. And so I'm going to ask my husband a question to see if he can further get you to understand what we're saying. When you look at couples making their time count, how do you think they can obtain that goal?
Well, as you said, this time now, this downtime has taught us to slow down and capture the time that we've lost. And so we have to now make time. Many times, we as spouses, we tend to forget this, and we see our careers, our children, and even ourselves as the number one priority in our marriage. But when we consider our spouses and how important that person is in your life and how you feel he or she is precious to you, then you'll work and strive a little harder to make time for them.
You said the other day, and it's something that really stuck with me. You were saying how this is an opportunity to learn our spouse even more during this stay at home order. And when I reflect on that, I found that that was true because this time is allowing us as couples to increase our understanding of our spouse even more. It's affording us quality time daily since the corona pandemic. And then, whereas before you were trying to find time in your busy schedule, you got it now.
Yeah.
So, this is a perfect time to take your relationship to another level in love where your marriage becomes purposeful and not just a routine.
That's true. And it's a time now for you to sit and ask some pertinent questions.
Mm-hmm.
Questions like, why did you fall in love with me? What made you think that I would be the one to be your lover for life? Or where were we in that time where we connected and we said to each other, I think he or she is the one that I would love to be married to, or that I will invest my time in for life. So those important questions we can do round at this time where we can just sit and reflect. It's really a time of reflection.
Right.
Because we don't do that enough. We get so caught up in the hustle and the bustle of what's going on around us that we tend not to value.
Mm-hmm.
We time is allotted to us, and we don't know how long that time is.
I know.
But while we have this time, it's good time for us to really sit back and look at how we value each other.
Right.
How I value loving you. How I value being with you. How I value you being my lover for life.
But it really is a time, Danny, that couples should really take advantage of because, as we age, we change. And so we're not the person that we were 20 years ago. We've evolved and we've made changes. So we are always constantly learning our spouse. And this is a time that you can better, if you need to catch up on who they are at this point in the junction, now is the time. Now is the time to redeem the time. It's right now.
And when you look at that word redeem means to buy it back.
Mm-hmm.
It means to regain possession of, to get it back because you lost it somewhere down the line. That you lost that song. So you've lost that loving feeling, and
That
it's gone.
luster, that
So
luster gone.
so we need to get it back. But it's like I look at it like a bank account or yeah, a bank account.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you look toward or you move toward your partner, or you move toward each other, you are making a deposit
Mm-hmm.
into each other's emotional bank.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you keep making these deposits into each other's emotional bank, every connected moment that you have with your spouse becomes a savings of love, such that can be drawn from. You can pull from that savings when times are rough, when times are tough. But because I've made some successful deposits,
Mm-hmm.
I can make some withdrawals.
Oh,
And my
Lord.
time won't be as hard as I thought it would be. Why? Because I made those deposits.
Thank you
You're
for
so
making
welcome.
those deposits in me.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. So it's a crucial time for us as we look at this downtime that we have. And I just encourage couples so much to invest in each other.
Mm-hmm.
Do it daily. To this degree, Doc B, I'm throwing it at you. I want for us to have a couple challenge, to put a couples challenge out there. And I want members of our listening audience to be able to respond to us
Mm-hmm.
next week as we come on to this broadcast. Listen to this. For the next week, I want couples to take 10 minutes, just 10 minutes of your time. I want you to become aware of this person whom you love. 10 minutes to sit in a chair and 10 minutes to think about your spouse. Block your mind out of everything that you got going on. And then think of 10 ways you have benefited from your marriage to your spouse. Even to the point where you imagine what life would be like without having your spouse in your life. That's the challenge. Doc, we want 10 things, but the next week we want the top 2. And so we're going to start it off, and Doc, we want you to have yours ready as well. As we talk about this most sacred and valuable time of sharing and being around and investing in our partners. So that's going to be our challenge for couples. Really, we want you to be able to call in to the station next week, you and your spouse, to name those top 2 things of how you have benefited from being married to your lover for life.
All right. Well,
Wow.
in our closing today, I just want to say, in order to make our time count, I want to tie it into how we close it. We have to love hard and work our marriage.
Each and every day.
That's right. You can't just pick and choose the days that you want to work your marriage or love your spouse hard. You should do that every day because tomorrow is not promised.
Yeah.
So do everything that you need to do in this day and let tomorrow take care of itself. But tomorrow when you wake up, you do the same thing. Love hard and work your marriage.
Amen.
Oh, man. Marriage takes to work every single Thursday at 4:45, and I got to post that challenge so everyone can make sure they understand it, and we'll be ready next Thursday.
All right.
And play a part of this challenge. And we thank you guys so much for your contribution to keeping couples together, bringing couples together, and keeping that fire high.
Amen. Amen.
All right,
Got to keep it high.